Hello everyone, welcome back to Piofiore Faded Memories. Alright guys, I've figured some stuff out since the last time we recorded. So the last two videos I had to pre-record because life is kicking me in the butt lately and I needed to get ahead. So I couldn't really acknowledge this until now. The way Secret Route and Secret Boy works, which I guess explains some things I've had some gripes about. I don't know if it fixes those gripes. But basically, this secret route right now, we are on what is called the finale route, which isn't really Secret Boy's route. I think it's just kind of a route for everyone, and we're getting, you know, some Secret Boy Henri in there, and we're working towards the finale route end, which I think is just like generic route end for all of the boys, which would explain why we're getting such random, to what me at the time felt random, sections with other boys, like Yang being like talking to Lily about God, and then seeing the whole like Lon and Faye thing, and all those meanwhile that felt like they just had nothing to do with anything. I guess that's just because this is the generic finale end. And then once we do that, we have to jump back to chapter 8 of this route. Oh, and this is just me like basing it off of what I'm looking at in the guide. I somehow just like didn't notice this in the guide when I was scrolling through it. But the guide tells me that like once we get the finale end, to jump back to chapter 8 and pick different responses, which is then going to get us onto the actual Henri route, and we're gonna get Henri's actual ending that way. I've gotta be honest, I don't know how I feel about that, just because I feel like Henri is getting so gypped. You know, they hype up this secret boy and secret route only for in the end he doesn't even really get a full route. I mean, like, you have to do this generic one where, I mean, like, yeah, he has been shown up like a good bit and has been a focus, but it still doesn't feel like he's the main focus. And then like his actual like route where it's like his romantic ending is just kind of like tacked onto the end, it seems. I don't know how I feel about that. I've heard people say that like in the sequel, he gets like an actual good route that's like a proper length and everything, which I mean, good for him. But as someone who like Henri might be my second favorite, that's a little disappointing. I feel like he's really getting gypped. I don't know, maybe I'll have a different opinion once we actually finish this finale route and see why they decided to do it that way, and if it's all gonna be worth it in the end, and how they're gonna focus on Henri when it's just generic finale route. We'll just have to see. Though, I'm a little disappointed that I'm still technically not on the Secret Boy route. Yeah, I don't know. As of right now, I don't love the way they've set this all up here at the end. But, you know, let's just get back into it. I actually don't know what's happening. I mean, I know we had those series of meanwhiles. There's like 3 of them. And now, after leaving church for a while, we heard the clamor of people shouting. What seems to be the problem?
騒ぎが起きてる。この道は使えない。遠回りになるけど、迂回して。
おい、見ろよあれ。ビスコンティの女じゃないか。
Oh crap. That's right, I forgot people know me.
偽札マフィアの女だって？どの面下げてこんなところにいるんだ。
I'm not his woman. We were immediately surrounded. Their eyes were burning with anger.
なあ、あんた。ちょっと俺と。
Get out of here. You're about to face the wrath of Orlok.
触れるな。
Yeah. Listen, you don't want to mess with him. Oh! No, Orlok. Put the knife down. I tried to restrain Orlok, seeing that his eyes were dead serious. His hand was in his coat, holding the hilt of his dagger. No, you won't. Young Arca Man C? No, you won't. This dude zipped around and killed the entire Lao Shu in his route. So, like, you're not kicking his ass. The men started to surround Orlok. Ah, what are you jerks? You're gonna be like, oh, the mafia's so bad, and then you're gonna attack me? He pushed me down to the ground. The crowd moved between us.
Mafiaの女ってことは、俺たちから吸い上げた金で贅沢してるんだろ?
I don't have your money.
いや、待て。教会の子じゃないか。犯罪者の女だったのか？はあ？なんだよそれ。教会じゃ男をたぶらかす教育でもしてるってか？
You people just stop making assumptions? I hate people.
マフィアと年頃になって金を稼いでいたとはな。見損なったぜ。
Insults came from all directions. Oh, I need to retaliate. Guys, how did I not bring this up until now? I don't know how. Well, like I said, I had to pre-record some episodes. That's how I forgot. That we are on our way to get to the doctor right now for Luca. How did I forget that? Probably because we had 7 billion meanwhiles, and then that I was like tacked on at the end, and then I got distracted talking about the other thing. Oh my god. I hate these people even more now. I'm trying to save a dying child. Get out of my way. I am supposed to retaliate, right? Now I'm second guessing myself that I read it right. Yes, I am supposed to retaliate. We aren't like that. I didn't care if they spoke ill of me. I kind of care. But I couldn't just let them go on about the people at the church. The church is the house of God. The sisters are innocent. How dare you all say that when you know better? Yeah, you people don't know a thing. Shut your mouths.
はあ? マフィアが後ろにいるからって偉そうなこと言いやがって。
I'm talking back because you pushed me on the floor and are talking shit.
生意気なんだよ。反省しやがれ。
Don't you dare. One of the men in the crowd went into a rage and raised his fist at me. I closed my eyes, ready for pain to strike. Ooh. But the pain I imagined never came.
なんだお前。急に出てきやがって。
Ah. His fist struck not me, but the person who jumped in to protect me. Ah! Oh my god, it's Henry! I mean, listen, I guess you could kind of say that we're on his route, technically in a way, if by going back to chapter 8 and picking different answers, this route leads to his romantic ending. This is just me trying to like justify it because I just really want to be on his route specifically and not a finale route. Thank you, Henry. I'm trying to save a dying boy. He's gonna die like any second, I swear. Henry. I held back a scream as I supported his staggering body. Be gone! Orlok used brute force to tear away at the mob as he approached.
行こう。道は俺が切り開く。
Come with us. Come on, Henry. Please. We followed after Orlok as he cleared a path, with me holding up Henry along the way. Orlok finally came to a stop after we could no longer hear the mob behind us. You okay? Suddenly, Henry shook off my arm. Are you okay? That's what I just said.
ああ、すまない。
Why was he apologizing? Yeah, you kind of saved me. He got hurt protecting me. If anything, I should be the one apologizing.
リリー、その人は
That secret boy.
確か前も教会に来てたと思うけど。
I replied to Orlok. The answer is... Yes, I know him. I know him, it's fine. Yes, I know him. I don't want to drag him into this. I kept my reply simple and vague.
あなたは彼女を守ってくれた人だけど。でも、無条件で信じるのは無理。もし彼女に何かすれば、容赦しない。
Orlok. After holding Henry back, Orlok turned to look at me.
お願いだから戻ろう。こんな状況で医者を呼びに行くのは無茶だ。
But we Luca's gonna die. You know what else is risky? Leaving Luca without a doctor. I'm sorry, Orlok, but Luca was still suffering from a fever. His malaria wasn't just going to vanish. Right. It would only worsen over time, and he would die. I can't have that happen again. This is the finale route. You can't just like let him die in the finale route. I needed to get a doctor to him before it was too late. We've come this far already. We can't just turn back now. Orlok's brow furrowed when...
あれ?
Oh, hi.
こんなところで何してるんです?
Hello, Leo. Leo, what are you doing here?
ああ、俺はちょうど教会に食料を届けに行くところだったんですけど。
Leo was looking at us curiously, so I briefly explained the situation. After I finished, Orlok suggested a plan.
リリーは彼と一緒に教会に戻って、医者は俺が呼びに行く。今は時間が惜しい。騒ぎがここまで波及してこないとも限らない。
俺に護衛を任せるってことだよな。任せろ、オレロック。
Leo has been my guard many a times. I trust him. Thank you, Leo. And I'm sorry, Orlok.
謝らなくていい。あなたが無事なら、それで。
Orlok smiled, then quickly ran off to get the doctor. Before I knew it, he disappeared from sight.
俺たちも急ぎましょう。あ、そっちの人も一緒ですか？
You wanna come with?
私は。
Yes, he saved me earlier.
わかりました。安心してくださいね。二人とも、俺がしっかり守ります。
Please come with. Please, Henry. Thank you. Elena was pacing back and forth in front of the church. She ran toward me.
よかった、無事で。やっぱりお医者様を呼びに行っていたのね。
Yes, but there was a problem along the way, so I had to come back.
騒ぎに？
Elena looked concerned. She finally noticed that there were two other people with me.
あ、レオとあなたも一緒だったのね。
Henry gave a troubled smile. Orlok went to get the doctor instead.
そう、とにかくリリーが無事でよかったわ。でも心配ね。電話さえつながればすぐに来てもらえたのに。
Did someone like cut the phone wire or something? I doubt the doctor could have come here alone with the way things were now. Now that I think about it, having Orlok go to the doctor was probably the right call.
電話つながらないんです。調子が悪いなら俺が見てみましょうか？
Are you tech savvy, Leo?
見てわかるの？
まあ普通の故障くらいだったらなんとかできるかもしれないです。
すごい、ぜひお願いしたいわ。こっちに来てくれる？
先に台所に寄ってもらってもいいです？俺食料とかいろいろ持ってきたんで。
Elena and Leo talked as they made their way to the refectory. Now it's just the two of us, Henry. Henry and I were now alone together. Henry, let me check your injury.
いや、大した怪我じゃない。君も無事に教会にたどり着いたことだし、私はこれで。
No, please let me treat you now. It was my fault. Henry hesitated at first, but then finally nodded in agreement. Well, let's go to... The kids at the monastery may be frightened to see someone injured like this. It was probably not a good idea to have too many people around Henry either. The church. I'm sure no one's in there right now. With what had been going on, hardly anyone came to visit, even during the daytime.
わかった。
The church was completely empty. He looked at the front near the entrance. But he didn't make a sign of the cross and simply headed to one of the pews. Huh? When entering the church, we usually use the water in the front to bless ourselves. Why didn't he do it? I've seen him here a number of times, but was he not a believer? Questions started forming in my mind. Have we ever seen him in this part of the church? Wait a moment, let me get a towel. After seeing Henry nod, I hurried to the dormitory to get a towel. I quietly opened the door and was greeted by Sister Sophia. I just came to see how Luca was doing.
今のところは落ち着いています。しばらくは大丈夫でしょう。
Good. No more Luca death. I held Luca's small warm hand and whispered close to his ear. Just a little longer, Luca. Orlok should be back with the doctor any minute now. Meanwhile, I gently touched Luca's sleeping face. Mending.
Oh. この電話自体は壊れてません。
What?
どこもおかしくないみたいです。
Why wasn't it working?
そうなの？でも全然かからないの。
ってことは、
I checked the whole phone, in and out. A possibility came to mind.
もしかしたら電話線が切られてるのかも。建物の裏に回ってみましょう。
Like in old cartoons, when you just see the hand like come out from the darkness and snip the wire. Oh no, the phone line was cut.
じゃあこっちに。
I gently touched Luca's sleeping face. I said that already. I then took a towel from the cabinet and headed back out. I'm coming, Henry. You better still be there. I returned to the church halls with a clean towel and a bowl of water in hand. Good. I'm always worried you're just gonna like disappear. Henry was sitting in a pew and looking at the altar in a daze. It didn't seem like he even noticed me enter. I called out to him. Does it still hurt? Henry. I quietly spoke his name. He slowly looked my way. Does it still hurt?
そうではないよ。気遣いには感謝するが、少し昔を思い出していただけだ。聖堂に入るのは久しぶりだから。
Yeah, you're always outside the church, never inside. Really?
ああ。
He didn't come inside the church after all those times he came to visit? I guess Henry isn't a believer after all. That's quite unusual. Apart from the Lao Shu, most people in Europe follow the teachings of the church. Oh, here. It should be cold enough. I awkwardly sat next to Henry and tried to put the cool towel against his head. Henry suddenly drew away from me. Huh? I didn't expect Henry's reaction at all. He spoke without looking at me.
やはり手当ては必要ないよ。
Henry, we already went through this. That's why I brought you here and I got the towel and everything.
先ほども言ったが、大した怪我でもない。痛みもないから大丈夫だ。
Huh? Of course it hurts. Isn't it swollen?
いや、問題ない。
It's fine. Hold still. Oh my god, we have a picture! I forced the towel to the side of his head. Oh my god! Finally! Oh my god! You know, I know I was expressing disappointment at the start of this video, but like this makes up for it. And you know, like I said, I'm basically on his route right now. I have to get the generic finale end before I get his romantic end. So, this still happens in the universe where I get the romantic end. I'm on his route. I'm just saying this to myself because I just like him. Henry held his breath in surprise and froze in place. Are you about to say Chloe? I heard him say something. Oh, and I have to say, in response, I have to ask if it hurts again. It's basically the same answer as last time. I thought he said something, but I probably shouldn't ask him about it. I continued. Does it hurt?
いや、冷たさに驚いただけだ。
The hall filled with silence. I looked at his face as he averted his gaze. Thank you for protecting me, Henry. You warned me so often not to get involved with the mafia, but I didn't listen to you. This town was in distress, just as Henry predicted. You gave up on me back then after I denied what you said, but you still protected me, even at the risk of your life. Thank you, and I'm sorry. Henry listened to my words in silence, then finally turned toward me.
私が正しかったと理解しても、君はまだ自分を曲げないつもりか？
I'm in too deep. Yes, there are things that need to be done, no matter the risks involved. It was the same as today. I could have lost my life, but I still needed to go on.
そんな気がしていたよ。
Henry exhaled deeply and gave a mirthless chuckle. You're going to forgive me?
許すも何も。私に君の行動を縛る権利など、初めからないだろう。
I took the now warm towel from his head and dipped it into the bowl of water again. I squeezed the towel dry, then placed it back onto the swollen bruise. Henry, I decided to say what I wasn't able to before. What happened before has been bothering me. You remember how we parted ways after you tried to warn me? You told me we probably wouldn't meet again, so I thought it was the end. So when I saw you here again, I was surprised and happy to see you. I suppose it's not surprising that we'd meet again by chance. We do live in the same town. I'm glad we were able to meet again. He was quiet the whole time I was talking. Maybe we met today because...
神様のお導きだとでも
Now you look kind of annoyed. I froze, forgetting what I was going to say. His voice was cold and ruthless. His eyes were devoid of life.
Lily, ここにいたのね。
Hey, Elena. I was about to, I don't know. There was something there. He was pissed, and I want to know why. And you walked in on it. Elena, do you need something?
オルロックがお医者様を連れてきてくれたわ。
Good. Thank goodness.
早く行きましょう。ああ、でも。
I'm busy.
その人、あなたの知り合いなのよね。
Yes. I went to go and make sure Luke is okay, but I couldn't leave Henry alone. There's nothing I can do about the doctor. He's just gonna kind of do his thing. It's my fault he got hurt.
じゃあ、あの子のことは私たちが見ておくから。
He must have noticed my hesitation. Henry silently removed the towel from his head. No, this is gonna drive him away! Don't leave!
痛みが引いた。もう帰らせてくれ。
But you should rest and...
いや、これ以上とどまるつもりはない。
Thanks a lot, Elena, and Doctor. I know I needed you because I need Luca to live, but still.
暗くなる前に帰らなければ、夜道は決して安全ではないから。
Of course. Please be careful. Bye. Without a word, Henry left the church. The doors to the church slowly closed. I'd better go check on Luca. Despite trying to shake off my thoughts, I felt a pang in my heart.
神様のお導きだとでも
Yeah, he didn't like that. His cold words echoed in my mind. If I don't go after Henry now, I probably will never see him again. Ooh.
リリー
I'm sorry, Elena. Can you go ahead of me? I hurriedly ran outside to give chase. You get back here, boy! You secret boy! Henry was gone. No! He left already? I couldn't leave the church grounds alone. With a sliver of hope remaining, I ran to the garden. Henry! 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 I sighed in relief seeing him there. Thank God! Seeing me run toward him, Henry's eyes were wide in astonishment.
よかったのか呼ばれていたのに
Yes, I nodded. I looked at Henry's bewildered face. About what we discussed earlier. I don't think we met today because of God. It was because I wanted to see you, Henry. So maybe I was just lucky. I was a little embarrassed, but I smiled. Of course, I don't think it was luck, but Henry looked so sad earlier, so probably... Henry looked at me without saying a word. After some time passed...
だとしたら私もラッキーだな街中で偶然君を見つけられた自分の運に感謝しよう
Henry smiling. Yeah! I returned to smile with relief. I think I said all I needed to say for now. Well, I'll see you again, Henry.
なあまた
Yay! Oh, after our short exchange, I hurried off to see Luca. Meanwhile, plan. Who's planning? Question marks.
今さら計画は変えられない
That would be Henry.
後戻りはできない許されない
A voice called me as I left the church.
君
ああ、
So
さっき
now I'm
の
Leo. Okay.
今日はありが
Change
と
point of
う
views.
おかげで助かったよければ君ともう少し話がしたいどうだろう歩きながらで構わない
We never he figured out Marco ran into him, and then it just kind of cut off. What happened there? Is it going to be the same thing with Leo?
これから屋敷に戻るところだし、道草を食うわけにはいかないんだけど、歩きながらなら、まあ大丈夫か。
I could give him the cold shoulder. I couldn't give him the cold shoulder, knowing that he was friends with Lily.
いいけど、話って？
リリアーナのことだよ。彼女には以前も世話になっていてね。何かお礼をしたいと思うのだけれど、彼女の好きなものとか知っているかい？
Are you being for real? Are you being for real right now? Or are you plotting?
好きなものですか？
I've been with her since back when she was with the Visconti, so it's not that I don't know her. I recalled she didn't have any likes or dislikes with food, and that she liked baking sweets. That's right, she also took such great care of all the clothes she got as gifts. The information I had wasn't much, but I tried to convey all that I could. He nodded, hearing what I had to say. He then spoke.
彼女がかわいそうでならないよ。親がいないからずっと教会で暮らしていると言っていた。
別に親がいないからってかわいそうとは限らないと思いますけど。
気を悪くしたならすまない。もしかして君も？
そうです。俺も親がいないから彼女の気持ちちょっとわかる気がして。そりゃもちろん寂しいし、なんで俺がって思ったこともあります。
Did we know this about Leo before or no? I don't remember this.
けど周囲の人にかわいそうなんて思ってほしくないですよ。少なくとも今は俺幸せですから。
幸せ？どうしてそう思える？
俺少しだけ親のことを覚えてるんです。当時はよくわかんなかったけど、多分親の授業とか失敗して家に金がなくなって、ガキの頃ストラノに捨てられました。親を恨んだこともあるけど、俺は運よくファルツォーネに拾われて、そこで生きる術を教えてもらいました。あの時カポが俺を拾ってくれたから今の俺がある。親がいなくたって立派に生きてます。明日の飯の心配なんてしなくていいし、夜はあったかいベッドで眠れる。こんなに幸せなことないです。
随分とささやかな幸せだね。
His kind voice sounded like he was praising me. Great, now I'm blushing. You're so cute, Leo.
君はとても頑張り屋らしいな。
いえ、そんなこと。
でも君がどれだけ頑張ったとしてもファルツォーネでは幹部になれない、そういう仕組みなのだろ。
ええ、まあ。
なのに頑張る必要があるのかい？君をもっと評価してくれる場所が他にもあるんじゃないのかな。
いいんです。俺は拾ってもらった恩をカポ、ダンテさんに返したいだけですから。
しかし君には可能性があるだろう。
可能性？
考えてごらん。ブルローネの外にだって世界は無限に広がっている。マフィア以外にしたいことはないのかな。例えばそう、小さい頃の夢は。
Is that how you feel, Henry?
君がまだ両親の庇護下にいた頃に抱いていた夢は。
それは
俺、大きくなったら船長さんになるんだ。
You're gonna be a pirate.
それでね、世界中を見て回るの。マンマとパーパも連れてってあげるよ。
よく考えてみて。君自身の可能性を。ブルローネで一生を終えることはない。
My dreams back when I was a kid. Things were different now, but memories of my happiness from back then came to mind. Somehow it felt painful and my chest tightened, but I slowly shook my head.
ありがとうございます。でも小さい頃の夢はその時の話だから、今の俺がしたいこととは違うんです。
Seeing his smile, yet concerned face made me smile as well.
もしかしたらいつかそういう気持ちになる日が来るかもしれないですけどね。その時までここで頑張ります。
With that, we parted ways, and I headed back to the Falzone Manor. Interesting. I wonder what Henry's goal with that conversation was. The doctor injected Luca with some medicine. Luca's fever persisted for a while, but then it slowly began to subside. Yay! Finally, by morning, his fever settled. Luca's gonna live! Yay! As for the phone, Leo said that the line had been cut. Who did that? He believed it could have been someone against the church and the mafia. Yeah, makes sense. Openly doing something against the church would be an insult to God. So Leo felt whoever did it was aiming for a more subtle approach at causing trouble. I looked at Luca's sleeping face, then placed a cool towel on his forehead. Yes?
看病を代わります。あなたは休みなさい。ずっと寝ていないでしょ
Sister Sophia.
私の部屋を使ってください。シーツも新しくしておきましたから。
Thank you. Please take care of Luca. I appreciated Sister Sophia's kindness and concern, and decided to leave Luca's side. Before going to Sister Sophia's room, I found myself heading to the church.
神様のお導きだ。
His eyes were as cold and deep as the darkness. He sounded like he was cursing God. Yeah, it's like he hates the mafia, but it seems he's not super into God either. But why? I didn't know much about him. Maybe because God and like the whole like thing with the Key Maiden, it's like directly related to the mafia, and he seems to be like Chloe's sister. Or Chloe's brother. He's not the sister. Chloe was his sister. But I did know that he was suffering from something deep inside. The town is rife with riots and people getting injured every day. Ah, what a time to be alive. Things had only taken a turn for the worse. I was growing impatient with how things were. Well, it's no use worrying over what I can't do now. I'll simply wait until Wednesday. What's Wednesday? Is that when the mafia meeting is? I'll speak with Dante the next time he visits the church. Oh, Dante's coming Wednesday. That's right. I remember saying that now. I remember being like, I will wait for Wednesday. I spent my days helping with chores at the church and taking care of the kids. The children seemed happy that I was back at the church again, but...
ねえ、お姉ちゃん。近頃、お祈りに来る人がみんな怖い顔してるの。
Everyone in Berlone is just having a bad day, that's all. I'm sure everyone will be fine soon.
本当?
Yes, in fact, a lot of people are doing their best to make the town better now. So don't you worry.
そっか。よかった。
I promised Dante that I won't do things on my own accord. I kept reminding myself of that. I also wanted to spend more time with the children to ease their worries. I hoped that playing with them would be enough to make them feel a little bit better. The day finally came. It was Wednesday morning. It's Dante Day! I wake up early and went out to the garden. Maybe I came out here too early. Dante was at the graveyard already. Hello, my darling! Seeing him out here reminded me of when I saw him out here before. Yes. Every common route. That was the day he was with a bouquet to lay on... Oh, he was here with a bouquet to lay on upon the grave. Dante finished saying his prayer, then looked at me. Buongiorno, Dante. You're very early today.
人目につきたくなかったからな。俺のせいで教会が襲われては困る。
Dante spoke as if what he was doing was only natural, but I was moved by his concern. I never expected to see the day I could casually converse with the Falzone boss. But ever since I learned I was the Key Maiden, I've become closer to him, and now it wasn't unusual to approach him like this. Oh my god, we're so close, Dante. The church is fine so far, though the children are a little scared. How are you doing lately? Have you been busy?
ああ。取引先の多くが俺たちに不信を抱き始めているからな。治安の悪化しているブルローネには来たくないという相手も出てきている。ここ数日はローマまで足を伸ばして向こうでいくつか仕事をしてきた。 屋敷はニコラに任せてな。
Hopefully it isn't too stressful, Dante. Seeing that you're here as usual, can I assume that things are a bit better now?
いつも。
Dante tilted his head, hearing my words. He then spoke as if surprised.
俺がいつも水曜に来ること知っていたのか？
Oh, I was flustered at Dante's question. I'm sorry if that bothers you. I didn't mean to say I was always watching you. I mean, you're just so pretty. How could I not watch you? You just sort of stood out because you're so pretty. Oh my god, Dante.
今日は教会に来るために時間を作ったんだ。お前がどうしているか気になったから。
Oh, you can't say these things to me when I know I'm not gonna end up with you. Really? I didn't expect him to come here for me. Then you flash back to his other beautiful smile. Then again, now that I look back, I felt Dante had been caring for me all along. Dante. Oh my god! It's hard to tell though, with the stern expression he always keeps on his face. You can't do this to me. Like, I love Henri. Like, I do. He's, like I said, he's probably my second favorite right now. So, this is the second best option. Dante, he's still my number one. And you can't just be showing me these moments and be like, look at how good Dante is to you. You'll never be with him. Maybe he is really kind at his core. I felt like I could actually talk to him about what was really on my mind. You know, I've been thinking, maybe we could ask Julia a bit more about this Chloe person. I can't say for sure, but I feel like she's deeply involved with the Falzone family and what's happening now. He looked a bit hesitant, but nodded in agreement.
いいだろう。俺も自分が生まれた当時のことはさすがに把握していない。前回の話もほとんど初耳だったからな。現当主としてファルゾーネの歴史はきちんと理解しておかなければ。
Thank you, Dante. I'm glad you agree. Oh my god, you stop doing this to my heart. You can't do this. I smiled with relief, at which Dante smiled too. I was on my way to the Falzone's manor with permission from Dante. We discussed a bit before my departure that Orlok would stay behind. He was the only one who would be able to deal with an emergency if one were to occur. At first, Orlok wasn't pleased to hear that he would stay behind, but Dante convinced him by promising to protect me no matter what. Hey, Julia.
Hello.
Julia looked surprised seeing us visiting the kitchen.
ダンテ坊ちゃん、お客様でしたらサロンに案内して差し上げてくださいな。すぐにコーヒーを持って行きますから。
Thank you, Julia, but we came here because we wanted to talk to you. Julia pursed her lips. It seemed she knew what we wanted to ask. I was hoping you could tell us more about the girl that was in the picture, Chloe.
以前にも言いましたが、クロエお嬢さんについては私もあまり詳しくないんですよ。
Anything will help. It can be anything, however minor. Is there anything else you might remember?
ダンテ坊ちゃんはこちらのお嬢さんを信用なさっておいでですね。
ああ。たとえファルツォーネの内情を明かすことになっても構わない。話してくれ。
わかりました。当時、クロエお嬢さんとリトン坊ちゃんはシルビオ様に引き取られてこのお屋敷で暮らしていました。ここまでは以前お話ししましたね。
Yes.
これはとてもプライベートな話です。ファルツォーネにとって。
Okay.
今までファミリー外の方にはお話ししたことがありません。この話がダンテ坊ちゃんたちの知りたいことと関わりがあるのかどうか、本当に教える必要があるのかわかりませんが。
Julia took a slow, deep breath, then began to speak.
クロエお嬢さん、クロエ・ランベールさんはシルビオ様のことを愛しておられました。
Oh. How old was Dante's dad? I always imagine like Dante's dad is like this older, just like older, you know? Probably because it's Dante's dad. But Dante's dad was also murdered. And at what age, I don't know. And I don't know, I keep picturing Chloe as quite young. Love?
クロエは父の愛人だったのか。
いいえ、シルビオ様とクロエお嬢さんはそもそも年が10は離れていましたから、シルビオ様は完全に年の離れた妹を可愛がるように接しておられました。
Well, that's awkward. She got sister zoned.
クロエお嬢さんを引き取った頃にはすでにベアトリーチェ様と婚約なさっていましたし。
Okay.
婚約者がいようと他に愛人を作ることはいくらでもできるだろ
う。坊ちゃん、まさかと思っていましたけど、ご存知なかったんですか？シルビオ様はベアトリーチェ様のことを、それはもう深く愛しておられましたよ。あのお二人は政略結婚というわけではありませんでしたからね。周囲、特にベアトリーチェ様のご実家は強く反対されたのですが、それでもお二人は愛を貫いて大恋愛の末ご結婚。
まさか母方の親類と全く交流がないのは。
最後まで結婚をお認めにならなかったご両親とはその時に絶縁なさっています。
Oh, how very nice of her family.
だが母が死んだ時も父は決して悲しむような素振りを見せなかった。
ええ、あの方は立派なカポでしたからね。
Julia closed her eyes as if remembering the old days.
人前で弱みは見せられないでしょう。それは坊ちゃんが一番ご存知なのでは。それにシルビオ様は父親です。誰よりダンテ坊ちゃんに悲しんでいる姿を見せられないと思われたのでは。話が横道にそれてしまいましたね。とにかくシルビオ様がクロエお嬢さんに恋愛感情を持っていなかったのは事実です。一部の人間は彼女がシルビオ様を慕っていることに気づいていましたが、憧れの一種だろうとあまり本気にはしていませんでしたね。
But that wasn't the case, was it? I was compelled to ask her the question because she seemed to imply that was so.
その後、ベアトリーチェ様はシルビオ様と正式にご結婚なさって、ほどなくダンテ坊ちゃんを身ごもりました。その頃からです。クロエお嬢さんが目に見えておかしくなっていったのは。
Unusual? Unusual, as in...
クロエお嬢さんとリトン坊ちゃんが話しているのを聞いたことがあります。
私とシルビオは結婚するの？だってそうなる運命なんですもの。
I mean, if she is the K-mated, it's just like, it's our destiny. I have to unlock Jesus. I mean...
ねえ、クロエ。シルビオはもう結婚したんだよ。
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to unlock Jesus.
ええ、今はそうかもしれないわ。だけど、彼と赤い糸で結ばれているのは私。だから、いつか必ず振り向いてくれるわ。クロエ、シルビオは今、何か違うものを愛だって勘違いしているだけなの。私にはわかるの。私にだけは。
Chloe, maybe you need to chill a little.
ゾッとしました。彼女の口ぶりからは、それが決して冗談などではないということが伝わってきましたから、そのうちに一人で空を見上げてクスクス笑ったり、夜も昼もなくふらふらと屋敷の中を歩き回るようになり、
Okay, it sounds like she lost it.
ある日大きな問題を起こしました。それからは彼女には必ずメイドの誰かが目を離さずについていることになったんです。
軟禁した。
はい。それでもリトン坊ちゃんとの面会は自由に許可されていました。シルビオ様は事態を重く受け止め、その兄弟をファルツォーネ桃園の家に養子に出そうとお考えになりました。その矢先、クロエお嬢さんは監視の目を盗んで屋敷を抜け出して。
What happened to her after she escaped?
数日後、遺体で見つかりました。
Thank you for answering my question.
ブルローネの崖から海に落ちたそうです。
Oh.
葬儀の後、リトン坊ちゃんは予定通り養子に出されました。この屋敷にとどまるのは辛いだろうというシルビオ様の配慮によって。
登園と言ったな。
私は一階の使用人です。そこから先のことは何も。
I didn't expect such a tragedy to happen here. I decided to break the silence. Thank you for the information, Julia.
いいえ、私の話が何かお役に立てたのならいいんですが。さあ、重たい話はここまでにしましょう。ダンテ坊ちゃん、このところあちこちお出かけになってお疲れでしょ。今ちょうど坊ちゃんの好きなイチゴを使ってマチェドニアを作っていたんです。
I know we just talked about how a young girl was so in love with your father that she went crazy and then fell off a cliff, but who wants some treats? Yeah! A common Italian chilled dessert made with seasonal fruits. Its name alludes to the diversity of people in ancient Macedonia.
少ししたらサロンにお運びしますから、ごゆっくりなさってくだ
Go
さいな。
rest! Go think about anything but that death.
いや、俺はこのまますぐに出る。彼女を教会に送り届けなければ。
あら、ご一緒していただけばいいじゃありませんか。
I mean, you know I won't say no to that.
マチェドニアならたっぷりありますよ。
Dante doesn't say anything. Let's see. Oh, thank God it's do you mind if I stay? I would like to stay. If it isn't too much of a bother, do you mind if I join? I'd like to speak with you a bit more.
俺は別だが、話をするなら執務室がいいな。サロンだと邪魔が入りかねない。
わかりました。執務室にお運びします。飲み物は何になさいます？
May I ask for an espresso? I felt like drinking something strong like an espresso after hearing Julia's story.
俺も同じにしてくれ。
え？
なんだ？
だって、坊ちゃん、おやめになった方がよろしいのでは？まあ、可愛らしいお嬢さんの前で緊張していらっしゃるのかもしれませんけど。
This game needs to stop doing this to me. This isn't his route. You can't be doing this to me.
ご無理は体に毒ですから。
You don't like espresso, Dante? Dante! You don't need to worry about me. By all means, please drink what you like. I always prefer having a sweet cafe latte, but I simply felt like an espresso today.
いい。エスプレッソだ。いいな、ジュリア。
He's doubling down on it.
かしこまりました。
Oh my god.
まったく、そんなに格好つけなくてもいいと思いますがね。
ジュリア。
ええ、分かっておりますとも。
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I keep hearing like noises or the scream zooms in, and I don't know why all of a sudden now my computer wants to keep pulling up notifications in the middle of my recording. I literally have my computer on for like a few hours beforehand, just so it doesn't want to. It'll do the notifications before I record. No, now is when it wants to do it. Ugh. Even if I put it on Do Not Disturb, it still pops up. It's so annoying.
坊ちゃんはきちんとお嬢さんを執務室までエスコートして差し上げてくださいね。それくらいはおできになるでしょ。
He's glaring at her.
もう立派な大人ですものね。
This game is so mean to me. You can't do this to me. I'm not his route. Oh, thank you, Dante. Dante extended his arm out to me, and I hesitantly took hold of it. Oh. Okay, he escorted me. I didn't mean to advance the dialogue. We're gonna go ahead and end today's video there. Ooh. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good video for me, because I got lots of Henri, I got lots of Dante, even though the Dante kind of hurts me, because I'm like, I'm not even gonna end up with you. But it's fine, because it's like I'm gonna end up with Henri. I mean, after I do the finale route, I'm gonna end up with Henri. Still on this timeline, though, I think. Oh. I can't even say anything. Anyways, all that backstory Julia gave us, though, was super interesting. Like, I did not expect, I don't know. like, again, like I said, in my mind, Dante's dad is just like eternally this like older mafia boss. And also in my mind, okay, I imagined Chloe as like this little teen. And so I just never would have imagined like her falling for him. But I just think the ages and the years and stuff aren't lining up right in my head. I mean, he was 10 years older than her, but that's not that unheard of. That's interesting. She like kind of went crazy from it. When she fell off a cliff, like, did she do that herself or did someone do that to her? That's a kind of important question to be asking there. And she kept talking about like their destiny. So did she know about Wii Tennis to unlock Jesus? Did she know about that? Because that seemed like a pretty direct reference. I also thought the scene with Henri and Leo is interesting. I like that we're slowly getting a look into Henri's mind and figuring him out, what he's all about. But yeah, that was a fun one. I had a great time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video as well. I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!